All right. This is the Yoshikawa YGS 16.
All right. We'll get to the controls last. We'll just bring it around then. We'll check out the machine. The side box here actually is just for rapid control only. I don't know if that was an add-on or whatever, but it comes with it and the counter for repeatability on the dial. We'll explain that in a minute. So that whole business in there is all just for rapid up and rapid down off the joystick. That works good. And of course the electrical panel with the rest of the relays in it. Presently wired 220 volts. That's all of that business. Guard. We'll get to the column in a minute. That's just a stopper for the column. Main spindle motor up through here. And coolant pump down on the floor here. We're missing, so we need a bucket in here for the drain back. And here's actually the line coming up to the spindle up here. So that hose on that pump down there would feed right into here. So this is all set. Got the feed box motor, two different oilers, one for the chuck table down here and one for down below. And up through the column here. In fact, if I get the glass off here, this is just a clamp for the column. There's the swing on the column, all the way back out of the way for part removal. And they got that thing stopped right about center, which is right there. That stops the column. In fact, we can leave it clamped up right there. And what I can do is come up front here with the camera and take a quick look at the cup underneath there, the type of wheel that we've got down here. See? If you can get that in the camera, maybe. Let's see. Probably can, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Take a look at that. That's what's on there.
So it's like a diamond wheel or something.
Yeah, it's like
that.
like a cup type diamond wheel, exactly. Looks like they were doing some.
They were doing glass.
Maybe glass, right, is what they were doing. And then we could take a look through here too. In fact, the first thing I'll do is fire it up. I'll fire up the spindle, and we can kind of see right through there. We'll run the spindle all by itself right now.
Do you want me to stand here?
Yeah, hold it on right there. I'm just gonna flip the spindle on and then maybe shut it off. But here we go. That's spindle only. Fixed RPM. That's good to go. I believe it's fixed. There's no variable pulley on that. So that all looks pretty good. Sounds good. And then while that's running, we leave it running and going back to the rapid traverse here. And this will move the whole head up and down rapid, which will be that dial. So let's rapid up. We're pretty high already, so let's go down. Rapid down. You probably see this move easier than the head, but the head is moving very slowly. We're coming down. And this here, I'm going to turn it on in a minute, and this is just a matter of how many automatic feed revolutions of the main feed dial it'll go past 0. So right now I've got it on 3. So it'll go around 3 times and then shut off on 0. If I put that on 1, first time it hits 0, it'll stop feeding. So we're going to hit it 3 times and I'll simulate that on the dial. This is amperage, we're looking good here. And this is rate of feed. And we've got our feed on, chuck on, mag on. Right now we can show you that. And of course spindle's already on, and here's coolant. You can hear the relay coming in, we just don't have it wired in. And I should have mag on right now. I'm going to come on up here. And this should all be, that's solid. So let's take that off of there. And stay right there. I'll start the chuck. Chuck on. Now for the chuck, here's the variable speed down here. We're moving pretty slow, so you kind of watch volt if you want. Okay, you've got the chuck. I'm going to just speed it up very slowly, up to 20 RPM. There's 20. Goes all the way to about 30 or so. There's 25. There's 30, a little over 30. I didn't lock it in. I'm going to go back to 16. That's almost full out right there. I'm going to go back up now and slow it down. You can hear it.
How do you lock it in?
Right on this knob, you'll see in a second. I'll leave it right around 18. Just a knurled knob. That's it. It stays right there. So that's good. Mag is on, spindle is on, chuck is running. All we got left is feed and rate of feed. So you'll have to come in close on this now. You won't see it on the head, but you can see it on the dial feet. Right in here, I'm going to put this on. You see the light up. We're feeding now. And you really just literally have to get right up on the pointer, I think, to really see this thing feeding. Now we're at 30% right there. Let me get out of the light. We're at 30%, and I'm going to speed it up here. There's 50%. That's hogging quite a bit for a vertical grinder plunging in. There's about 65%. Moving right along now. I think this is 1,000 style, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to slow it down here. And what we talked about before is, let me see if I got this thing loose. We can come up to 0 right away. The 0 on this dial is the cutoff. So here's 0 coming up. I'm going to let it hit there all by itself. It'll feed into the 0 until it makes the read. I should lock it up. There we go. Now there's 1. So now I should have, but I have the timer. No, I just put the timer on now. Let's come back around. And we'll come up on 1 there. Just get on the timer and then off. That's off. One more time around. It wasn't kind. Let it come up on its own again right there and see what it does. I think I'll get one more around and it should shut off. I don't know if that's 3 yet or not. Oh, no? Still going. One more time. All right, let's bring it around again. 70, 75, 95, and last one, I think. Let's see if it shuts off on its own. Yep, there it is. So that was 3 times around. Or we could just put that counter back to 0, of course, simple enough. Or 1. 1, it'll stop right on the first time it hits the 0. Once around, and that's it. That's all it is. Or just shut this thing off, and then it'll feed continuously, and you shut it off manually. So we're off now, and I'm going to put it back on.
So if you go 3 revolutions, how many? What are you feeding down?
If I call for 3,
yeah,
on the 3rd time around, it'll shut off on its own. If I call for 1, it'll shut off on the 1st time around. That's all. Or if I leave it off, right now I can put the feed on and not use the timer circuit at all, and we'll just feed infinitely until the operator shuts it off. There's no automatic cutoff now, so you can run the auto feed down automatically or manually and just keep on going either way. And while we're running, of course, we still have our rapid feed, and then right back into auto feed. And here's the variable feed for how fast we want to feed the head down. That's it. That's everything. Demag, shut off the spindle, shut off the chuck, and shut off the feed, and demag. And that's about it. Oh, yeah, we got that already. So, done deal.